you know how it goes. What your regular bananas that you people buy and eat in the market, the most unhealthy bananas. By the way. They have a higher fat content, it is not good for you. They're like that. Indian bananas are straight. They don't meet curvature requirements of a banana. So Indian bananas are not exported. Curvature requirement. Can you believe that? That was the reason I'm talking. 95 when we went for the seminar, and that is the reason India bananas are not exportable. Grapes. At that time, even grapes were not exportable. Why? They did not meet the diameter requirement. It is not taste, it is shape and size. So these are crazy. These are actually I'm not telling you something. These are things that I learned in the seminar. So but our Indians very smart. So what they did, they started exporting banana paste. Yeah. Put all the bananas, mash it up, banana puree, gave a fancy name and started exporting. And that became a success. That's what happens to fish paste, surmi. Surmi is sashimi. So there are huge factories now. All the katara fish you get now, they will put it into that and make fish paste and sell it. Big market in Southeast Asia and Japan. India that way is very smart. There's a book called Jugaad. Read that book. Jugaad. India has a Jugaad for everything. Yes. They are very innovative that way. So just want to tell you, sometimes you have to find ways how to make your product sell. Convert it and make it easily digestible. That's why a banana fiber. Look at something else. Maybe it can be used to make paper. I don't know.
So it's used.
It goes.
Yeah.
So the other day I was drinking sugarcane juice, and this lady had all that the waste after the crushing. I said, "What do you do with it? Do you sell it?" She didn't understand. She said, "Why should I? Who will buy it?"
Oh, jet fuel.
I said, "This is used to generate power and electricity." Poor lady, she didn't know all that. So I was explaining to her. I said, it goes to making of paper. It's called bagasse. It goes to making of paper. It goes into fuel. Go to sugarcane factories. So some fellow is collecting. I'm sure he's selling it somewhere.
Yes, sir. There is a.
I told her, someone is collecting from you free, and for you it is good. Someone is coming to your shop and picking it up and going.
Sir, there is a factory in Samalkota.
Yes.
The sugarcane factory. They generate sugarcane juice,
Yes,
sugar, and fuel for jets.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bagasse is a big source of.
Actually, very expensive.
Yeah, it's expensive. They sell it. Oh yes. Vizag cricket stadium?
Yes, sir.
Do you know what the base of the cricket stadium is? It was leveled and all that. My company was producing ash. Tons and tons of ash. We had a boiler, one of the first innovative boilers in those years, early 80s. We used to generate power using very high ash coal. 50% of the coal was ash content. And we used to generate tons and tons of ash. Didn't know what to do with it. Then the municipal commissioner said, we want to fill up this and do that. So free of cost, except that they paid for some transport. Truck after truck, thousands of trucks we used to go, and that whole cricket stadium at PM Parliament, used for cricket matches. If you dig deep, you'll find a rash. And here in our steel plant, they have ash ponds. Now the people are making bricks, you know that. Falgi and concrete block bricks, they use a lot of ash.
Cement plants also use
Cement, they use ash. Yeah. So, you have to find a way to use these things. Yeah, so let's see some interesting marketing strategies for your awareness. Maybe, what are the basic 4 steps in marketing? from marketing to sales?
4 Ps.
When you have a product goes through 4 steps in the consumer's mind before he or she buys it. AIDA, you come across IDA? I don't know, maybe it's a different name that you come across. So first is awareness, A. Awareness. Customer must be aware of your product. You have to design your marketing strategy based on the IDA model. A is it's a very old traditional model. There's a lot of mutations to it, but this is very basic. Awareness A. So customer must be made aware of your product. So that is A. Second is I. Interest. Oh, I came across this product. Sounds interesting. So that is the second stage. Wow, nice. Third stage, D. Desire. The interest must be converted into a passion or desire to possess the product. Oh, wow, lovely. I must try it. Don't you try that new biryani in the market? Or the new restaurant? Or the new momo? Or the new dosa you get on the street? Or the new pakodi fellow? Or the B-Tech Pani Puri wala? Unique thing. Then, so desire to see. So I'm ready. So that is where the customer becomes hot. And then of course, taking action where the sale actually happens. So just go see at which stage your customers are. Right? So these are some of the.
Sir,
Yeah.
we can't do all these things when it comes to an narrowed down segment like government, right?
Your product.
Completely different from this.
Totally different. You got to start talking more and more to highly technical people. You must get their pulse. People who have done the IRS, Indian Railway Services, their engineers. See what their take is. There are a lot of people in the engineering services of the railways. You have to go there. You have to go there, catch those fellows. You won't find them here. You have to make friends with the DRM and explain to yourself this whatever. Go over to a DRM office, district manager, fellow control for the railway, that opposite that hotel, Gandapati, Central, main road, station road.
Oh, okay.
On the left, after the hospital. After the railway hospital, DRM office.
Yes,
Just, I'm telling you, if you guys wait, you will keep waiting. Just, they are all very good people, most of the time, the DRMs. Very proactive people. Just say, go and say, I want to be the DRM. Change the appointment of the and then, sir, I want to be.
I've tried that, sir. I have been kicked out.
It's okay. See, when you get kicked out, now that means you.
The station master, when I said that I have an appointment, I have to go. He went in the car and
Go meet the DRM. There are IAS people, good people. Just say, sir, I have this idea. How do I want? Sir, I'm submitting myself in front of you. You have to be, give your ego and say, sir, you must guide me.
Yes, sir. I am recently trying to attend to this meetings or summits. Like yesterday, day before yesterday, I attended to DST, Department of Science and Technology. So I'm like that into the railways, DROs.
Then go to Railway Bhavan in Hyderabad.
Yeah, I'm trying.
You see, you have to be persistent because it's also a very difficult area where you need a lot of technical advice and support. Good. So these are some of the strategies that are good to market your product, create the awareness. There's something called the kiosk marketing. What is the kiosk? The cheapest. Kiosk, roadside that fellow sitting on an umbrella, no? Selling 4G SIM cards. It's called kiosk marketing. Yes, you just go out from this gate, on the right side you'll find one fellow. Everywhere. You just walk around, you'll find these fellows. Right from cards, new bikes, credit cards, broadband data plans, SIM cards, BSNL 4G I saw today. One umbrella, yes. That's called kiosk marketing. How many people are required for it? Only you. The kiosk is a nice foldable thing, you can carry it with you. Aluminum frame. It's like a small tent, you will open it up. That's it.
Sit there, start.
Sit there, start. Start your work. Very easy, very convenient. You don't have to pay rent to anybody, nothing. Do that. But your ego must allow you to do that. Sit on the road with an umbrella or and carry the kiosk with you.
We have to.
If you have a friend, it's fine, do it. But put on the kiosk, sit there where it is. Tell the police, make friends with him, and give him buy him lunch or something, that he won't evict you for the day. News and something, they'll come with some story. Do kiosk marketing. That is what is kiosk marketing. This works. It's a one-point place where people will come, where your target customers are moving around. Students, housewives. You can have kiosks in St. Spencer's, they'll charge you. But you can put up a kiosk. There is the chapati making fellows, they all sit there. They go to the Spencer hypermarket. We have a lot of kiosks outside. That fellows there, no, or what do you call that? Yes, that roll. Frankie.
Frankie point.
Frankie. Mr. Tips. Mr. Tips Frankie. Yeah. It's not a nice small kiosk. Slowly this kiosk may become a permanent structure. Small aluminum structure, you can make it, you pay for it. So kiosk marketing works wonders for the retail activity. Where your customers are coming, sit there. So you will have all your promo materials. Maybe sample products, sample say pamphlets and flyers. Some details. Bhoomata. Have you seen this Bhoomata fellows all over the place?
Oh, yes, sir.
Abba, nuisance. You go to Raita Bazaar, there will be 5 fellows fighting. Sir, Manji plots are, buying this plots are, nice location, there is a river, there is one mountain, there is one, everything is good.
So again, Dilbaram here, CM is
Everywhere.
selling place for
Aggressive. Bhoomata is the most aggressive in the real estate market in my side. Wherever you go, you see Bhoomata. You put your FM radio there, Bhoomata. Reliability, all that you check separately. But everyone is aware of Bhoomata ventures. There are 40 other ventures, but Bhoomata will come to your mind first because you see them everywhere. And directly, they will come and attack you as you are buying a vegetable, they will come and kill you. They'll give you a pamphlet, they'll give you a flyer. Friends are free tours, sir. We take you in a car, show you outside. They're desperate. So, and pamphlets can also be, and flyers can be put where, which is the other way to distribute, which are the other ways to distribute pamphlets and flyers? What is from the kiosk itself you can do it, but otherwise.
Like you said, sir, the newspaper.
Newspaper
can
kiosk.
Yeah.
Right? So, in whichever area your segment lives in, you catch all of the news in that area, Hindu newspaper, or Hindu and Inadu, or Hindu Inadu Sakshi, if people still read newspapers.
Yes, sir.
Get those inserts put. The danger is, he'll say you contact so and so Naidu, he will put the inserts for you. So Naidu will come to your house or wherever, or you will go and give him 1 lakh pamphlets. 50% of them you put into a dustbin. You will make sure it comes. You will make him accountable. You tell him, ఈ ఏరియా రేపు నేను ఫీడ్బ్యాక్ తీసుకుంటాను రాకపోతే నేను తప్పు తీస్తాను సంథింగ్ లైక్ దట్. So these guys will put 2-3 in one newspaper. Very often in my house I get 2-3 pamphlets in my newspaper. Because they want to finish off their job. They do it at 4 o'clock in the morning here. So they find it nuisance. And he will charge you a full in any case. But it's still a low cost. So in a particular area, if you want to create awareness, pamphlets work well, flyers work well. You go on a Saturday, Sunday on the beach road, people will be distributing. Right? There are 2 new restaurants in Vizag. I forgot the name of one. Chola and one more at Ramnagar. There's a non-veg and a veg. What is called Chola? The other is called?
Some hated.
near that Laddu Gopal.
Yeah. Just
Two new
Ramnagar
restaurants.
line. Yeah, next to each
Friends
other.
Club, yeah.
Abhiruchi, yeah.
No, sir.
Chola and one more.
Heritage, I guess.
I don't know.
One side is non-veg, one side is veg.
Yes.
I
You tasted? I heard the food is good.
Really good, sir.
Yeah.
Veg is really good.
That's what everyone says, I have to go there. Then there is one platform 65.
That is where
Not good?
They charge way too much
They
for the
charge,
food which they give. That is not good.
Anyway, see, they're all innovative concepts, that's all. Your food will come on the train. Your biryani will come on a tuk-tuk, the train will come and give you the biryani. They are just concepts. But pamphlets and flyers, see, one is this, the other is appointing some boys, you give them 500 rupees or something. And tell them, Babu, you stand at Parkot junction or this junction, get a and distribute the pamphlets. So you also hang around there, see, appoint 3-4 boys on the beach road. And,
But that doesn't act. I don't think that is really a good way.
No, it's not a question of good way or bad way. You have to make a trial somewhere where.
So, I think that even me,
No,
if,
no.
if I receive something, just take 2 seconds to just throw it away like that.
Correct. But even if 1 out of 100 pamphlets is read, like in my house, why do I remember the Chola or that other restaurant? Because that pamphlet came, I found it very interesting, the menu was written, so I've kept it on my table. So every day I see it. Oh, in fact, I was supposed to bring it today, I forgot. Just to give you an idea, you know. So these things, they create a memory. Like I have 3 other pamphlets where they are caring for giving medical and healthcare services for elderly senior citizens. So I keep getting requests or that somebody, I want somebody to come to my house and collect a blood sample. I want somebody to take care of my old mother, some nurse. So they have all these services. So I keep those with me as a reference. So it works. Right? So pamphlets and flyers work. What is publicity and what is advertising? Is there a difference or are they the same?
There is a difference, sir.
What is the difference?
Publicity basically means that, to put it in an example which I recently saw on a reel. So a guy explains about Elon Musk. What he does is that when the point comes about Tesla, we don't remember electric cars, we remember Elon Musk. So the point is that the person who does it or the good work which they are doing, the impact on the social, if that is more focused, then it is called as publicity. If they tell about my car has this good features, these things, then it is called advertising. Is it not?
No.
Advertising is a paid form. Paid
That is your MBA professor talking. You pay for advertisement, you don't pay for publicity. Nothing else. So you must find this person who is going to write about you and your product in a newspaper. Or put on his, like you have influencers on Insta.
So even the Cybertruck, even that's publicity.
Yes. So, publicity.
Yeah, exactly.
You have somebody to write something nice about you. Publicize it. Right? I told you about Chola. You've eaten Chola, you like the veg food. So you will go and tell 10 of your friends. So that restaurant fellow will tell you, what's your name? I'm sorry, I don't.
Kushal, sir.
Kushal. So Kushal, next time I come, I'll give you one free chicken fry. And then after you eat your chicken fry, I think you have come here 3-4 times. Why do you tell your friends to come, sir? So now you have eaten one free chicken fry.
I'm obligated
So
to do it.
no, at least we feel morally obligated.
Obligated, yes.
Arey, it is good. Why don't I tell my friends? So you will tell. That is publicity.
Okay.
He is getting free publicity.
Okay.
You are not paying.
Understood.
So word of mouth again. See, it goes to word of mouth. So publicity is a non-paid form of advertising. So for your product, when you're so passionate, all of you are so passionate about what you're going to do, catch 1 or 2 influencers who will write about you, who will interview you, who will say, hey, this is nice, who will put it on their social media handles. You know, who will say, hey, this is a nice thing to do. This service is available in Vizag. You get good restaurant reviews. You go to the Friday newspaper of the Hindu, the Metro Plus. You'll find some new eating joints. You'll find some new innovative arts and crafts that are being done. Like that. So that is publicity. You don't pay for it. But yes, in the name of publicity also you have to pay sometimes. but it's considered non-paid form, but yeah. So now they have commercialized it, our Hindu. They call it market roundup. It's like an ad, but you pay them and they'll make sure it comes. They call it publicity. It looks like a news item, but in the small print, if you see, you'll know that it's a paid advertising fee.
Is it called advertorial?
Advertorial is different. That is,
Same from?
that is advertorial. They come out with special supplements where they edit say all the engineering colleges in Vizag, and you advertise in that newspaper. They will write nicely about you. They come out with special supplements. They'll all start coming now. Once the MCET results come out, you'll have one such or two such supplements coming out in the. It's an editorial with for the purpose of advertising your product. Yeah. Publicity otherwise is also good. You have like on TV channels also you have publicity. Some actor or actress, they will talk about it. They don't take money, but for a social cause, they will talk. Saying, this is good, take your COVID vaccine. So, publicity is good if you can get somebody to refer you and your product in the market. So that is publicity. See if you can get that. Then we have billboards and hoardings, which we were talking about. You see them all over the place, depending on how much you want it. Right from bus stops, bus shelters, to huge illuminated hoardings.
Yes.
You pay a good amount of money. Not so much really, but yeah, you pay some money. You pay a rental, you can hire it for a month, a week, 2 months, 6 months, annual contract, whatever you want. Billboard hoardings are almost similar.
Okay.
Now there was a complaint that we are putting posters on electrical switchboards. Now we have all underground electricity connections, so all the transformers on the pedestals we are pasting. You find all that. One fellow is advertising for toilet cleaning near my house, so he has put his pamphlet there. Different things. Sampling is, you all know what a POS is, right?
Point of sale.
Point of sale. Right. So sampling is a big way. I don't see any products here for which go for sampling.
One thing actually happened here, sir. In our last session of the same workshop, there is a person from Avenue Organics.
Yes,
What they
I
came
heard
is
about
that-
that person.
Yeah, they
So
came.
They brought their product.
Yeah, the product which they released very recently, which is good for gut. So they came and they gave us the sample. So I tasted. If you like, you
Yeah.
can come to the.
Correct.
Yeah.
So that is what a sampling is. This works very well
Yes.
when you have a food product. See, normally, I'm just talking of my experience, not in India, but in the US. There's a huge chain of stores called Costco. Okay. Costco is a very, very big wholesale, almost like a wholesale chain. Yeah, you have to buy certain bigger quantities. COSC, Costco.
Okay.
Very, very big. So you can get anything that you want there, but it's almost like in bulk. So what people normally do, they're retired people, especially, they will go around 10:30, 11 o'clock. Huh?
Everything.
And then all the sampling food will be, so at least 15, 20 people will put up their product for sampling. All kinds of foods, dips, breads, biscuits, noodles, salads, all small quantities. But by the time you go eat all of them and come back and you want a second round, you come for second round, your lunch is done. Many people come and do that. They come to buy their stuff. But when I like something, I bought. Like recently in my last visit to the US, we liked something and we bought, I think, 2 or 3 pounds of that. Some very tasty stuff. So it happens.
In India also, if people realize, the people who sell watermelon and all, they'll keep few pieces aside that if comes
It is
so
there.
and they taste change.
You go to your, what is that? Ibaco. They give you to taste.
Yeah.
You can taste all the flavors. But they'll give you a dirty look after you eat for 4 or 5. But In the US, nothing. There is no limit. Nobody gives you a dirty look also. In India, you know how we behave, horrible country. So, but yeah, be decent, but you can taste. There the quantities are much bigger. But this is a good way when you have a food product, or you have a product which, say, her banana fiber product, for example. Let somebody feel your product. If you can afford it, give us small pouches from the banana fiber.
Food and
No,
tangible
say,
products.
tangible products, you
Tangible
know.
goods.
Say, have this. Or if you have a medical product, suppose they're coming out with a soil tester, and they know it works. Go to somebody who has a nice roof garden, say, ma'am, can we do an analysis? We do it free of cost. No, yeah, who doesn't want anything free? India loves free.
Yeah.
As they say,
Demanding
yeah,
market.
free is a final go to Tartan, they say, no, it's like that. So go to somebody's house.
I used to sell Eureka
Huh?
1 month, Eureka foam.
Eureka foam.
Eureka, I sold.
You sold.
So people used to clean their front room and it's a nice we'll call
Yeah.
it. 1 month I did, they are as if I was sweeper from their house.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was.
And that's a direct marketing.
That's a direct.
Eureka foam is a
Carry
very
the
big
product.
company, but they do manufacturer to consumer, direct. No intermediaries.
So there is no way out I can show that clean like this. So they, if first I clean one small space, they don't clean here. They expand entire room and told me that okay, we'll call you back. This was it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's how it works. So product demos are very good. Tasting, sampling. See, I remember when I was in a company, we had to buy valves, industrial valves. And each valve weighs anywhere between 10 to 50 kilos. But this company came, they said, we'd like to give a demo of our valves. That fellow came with a huge valve for our service. Turned out it was a cutaway. So we could see every feature that valve weighed pretty, at least 20, 25 kilos, I think. But he brought it, he showed it, then this is how it works. He explained the whole thing in a cutout of that valve itself. That valve itself cost a few lakhs of rupees. But they had a cutout. So, we get impressed when we see this. We can actually see the product and touch and feel. So never deny the touch and feel. Even for you, if you are serious about your wind
Yes, sir, I
turbine project, you can make a small model prototype kind of a thing,
Yes, sir.
where you can actually have a gush of air and a turbine, and maybe attach it to some electrical device to show how much power it takes.
Yes, sir, we're planning on that.
You
We're
plan
trying
on
to
a
print it
small
on 3D.
model so that people understand what you're talking about.
Yes, yes.
When you go to a government officer, tell them, once you get your technical team in place, tell them, why don't you do this? That would be useful.
Yes, sir.
You can go and do a free soil testing for someone. But like that, think of ways where the customer starts believing in you. See, customer belief is very important for your products. Then, of course, advertising during events, I don't know, an IPL, any event.
Yeah.
You can always put your poster, you can bring your car, you can put your bike, you can give test rides, all that. These are all the forms of advertising. Sponsoring of an event, where when you sponsor or part sponsor an event or main sponsor of an event, you can always showcase your products and talk about it. Put your kiosks, put your tents there and talk. Like here, Shivas Regal has done the entire publicity for the Water Club bar. So they finance the whole thing, and they also sell Shivas Regal whiskey. But they pay, like you suddenly see buddies. They will have Coca-Cola or Pepsi ads on them. Their freezers will be there, free of cost. But they're not allowed to sell Pepsi. Pepsi is not allowed to sell Coke. Their products. Obviously. But they're investing, all the companies investing their entire money on publicity. like what you said, no signage in there. My house has got a very fancy signage with a name and all that. It happens. So these guys, when there's a high footfall, you all know what a footfall is, right? Footfall, traffic. Okay, very strong call of traffic or footfalls. The number of people who
More
have
people
come,
gather
more
together.
people come.
Walk-ins.
Good number of walk-ins. We call them footfalls. We call them how much traffic we had at the regional exhibition and so on. Seminars and conferences. If it's related to your product, tell them, I'd like to put up my stall here and talk about your product. Let's say you want to start a finance consultancy. So if there's a finance seminar of ICAI or CMA people or whoever, he would like to talk about the services that he offers, maybe for taxes or whatever he wants to do. So attending them is good. Conducting your own seminar and conference is also a good idea. If you can get all your customers, potential customers under one roof, maybe 10, 15, maybe 100, get them all together for a 2-hour session. Make sure the press comes there. They will cover you. Your customers will hear about you. They will feel your product and give them a nice lunch or a snack. People will come. We did the education sector does this quite a bit. It works. But you must make sure you feed them. And press also you have to feed. You'll give them their marble. And they will make sure the ad, your write-up comes in the video. Okay. Product demo, the actual product, if it's a demonstrable product, or at least a prototype, or something, then use that. Right? So that is something you can do. So what is customer service? Now this is a very potent statement that you see on the board. Okay, let's keep a slide. This is where we fail.
Sir, I have a question.
Sure, please ask. Don't have any.
Sir, my question is,
Yes.
suppose I have a prototype ready.
Yes.
How will I go from 0 to 10 customers? Customer acquisition, basically. How will I go from 0 to 10 customers?
You have to show how will you go, how many customers do you have now?
0.
You have 0. So do demos wherever your customers are.
Everybody is new to believe. Who is going to believe me?
No. Who's going to believe it? It won't happen. Belief will happen after the customer sees your product. If 100 people see, what will believe?
One will believe.
You got to keep.
No one will believe until you believe.
See, your product has to be believable. That is why I am asking you to segment. Where are your customers available? That's why I asked you what your product is.
Sir, how about going to my inner circle?
Inner circle always works. But believe me, my friends, sometimes our own family and friends are our worst enemies. They are the ones who won't buy your product. I'm telling you some bitter truths of life. Family and friends will not buy your product. Even if they buy your product out of an obligation, they will not use your product. You need organic leads. You all know what an organic lead is? A fellow whom you don't know, but who believes in you. Kushal. You keep talking through his hat. You don't want these people in your life. Believe me. When you do something, get people who are not attached to you aware. That's where social media marketing has worked wonders. When your product is strong, you start circulating where you think your customers are. Once your product is ready. Once your product is ready, or at least your idea is ready, find out. And then some 2-3 customers come and say, quite interesting, what are you talking about? Like here's a turbine that runs near railway tracks. And so I immediately thought, I want to make a prototype. You know, it works. Because he will use a prototype to demonstrate to his customers tomorrow. Maybe governments, maybe different railways in the country. You have a prototype of say a surgical instrument. I'm just giving you some idea, or a diagnostic tool, right? It says checks blood sugar, it checks BP, or some 3-in-1 or 4-in-1 tool, right? You know where people are, and you have a qualified person handling it. So put one kiosk in some medical conference, and they check your this free, and for lower minimum cost, get this done. So people will see that is it. So there is the customer base in front of you. When you have the prototype, and remember, prototypes are very expensive because you are making only 1 or 2 of it. Okay? See, when you make 200, the cost comes down. When you make 1 or 2,
It's very capital intensive.
very, very capital intensive. But prototypes are required for certain products, but customers must develop that belief.
Yes. That is the problem with,
Yeah.
with winter winds. We feel
Yes.
so, even if I'm trying to produce in the most smallest way, it is costing me way too much.
Yes.
No one is funding the money to do that.
You have to put one Crompton fan only first.
So maybe.
Or cool fans. KUHS, a new fan is there.
Yes.
So, this is the problem of most Indian products. Right? To provide the service and the product the way that is promised. See, we promise so much, but when our product doesn't meet the requirements, no, we lose our face. Never let this happen. Right? This is the one of the important parts, that a customer never feels cheated. Right? So any interaction with a customer service. Right? Are you a customer today?
Maybe then.
Are you a customer today now? Here, in this room. Am I providing the service?
Yes.
Have you felt like that in your school or college? That you were a customer?
We felt like we were the products there.
The bakras. See, unfortunately, this is the problem in education system. We never teach, we never make our students feel that they are customers.
Yes.
That is where education institutions fail. An education institution which respects a student and the faculty understands or the teachers understand that they are customers and that I exist because of you. Think about it like that. I exist because you are there. If you are not paying for my service, why would I be there?
But their ego won't let
Exactly,
that
that
happen.
is the problem. Nah? That is the problem. Never have that ego. Treating customers with respect, intelligence, and personal attention. Maybe till today you have not felt that in the education institution. Being treated with respect.
No, that is there, sir, until we get the admission.
Yeah.
After that, everything.
Then the PRO takes over.
Yeah.
So why is CRM, that is customer relationship management, important? Yeah, one is you don't want people to move out from your, once they commit to you, you don't want to move out. And obviously you get new clients, your brand image improves, your profitability improves, the bottom line. It all works purely on good exchange of information, just remember that. Good exchange of information is what CRM is. Continuous interaction, communication between you and your customers is important. Product updates, product, servicing. Can I help you? Can I do this for you? This is again a problem where we are more eager to sell. We have zero eagerness to service. Remember, every product that you make must have a solid service. Your product will sell when you have a good service back. It could be an insurance product that you're selling. It could be a health care product. But if my machine fails, do I have somebody who's going to service it for me? Just make sure that communication happens. So, you all know what wonderful ads we see for pizzas, right? It is mostly like this, right? smart board, too smart for me. Okay. So, you know all the cheese and chocolate oozing, all that. When it actually comes, that's what it looks like. You'll be happy. At least something it looks like something. But in bad customer service, the expectation is like that. This is what happens sometimes in Zomato or Swiggy. One lump of cheese and bread and all comes. That's what is bad. But when you want to be excellent, sometimes bad service can be made excellent. So what do? What do we make the customer more happy? They add one. Huh? They say free Coke. Huh? Not that give you free poison, that's a different. But yeah, free Coke with your pizza. Buy 2 pizzas, you get one extra fries also. Fries plus Coke, free. Huh? So that is what customer service today. This is a freebie culture. So that is where customers go from satisfaction to delight. We want your customer to be delighted, not satisfied. Today, because there's too much of competition in the market, you have to make your customers so happy that they're ready to pay 10% more for you rather than, like, when my car gets punctured. I have 2 options to repair that. I have a 100 rupees option. I have a 150 rupees option. 50% more. But I choose a 150% option. Because for the 100 rupee option, I have to go and I have to stand in the sun. He may give me one railway stool to sit on while he fixes my puncture. But if I pay 50 rupees more, he gives me an air-conditioned lounge, he handles my car, he gives me magazines to read, he gives me free Wi-Fi, he may give me tea, coffee, maybe something, and I sit on a nice sofa, and for 150 rupees, you get my car repaired in about the same amount of time. But I'm comfortable. So I'm ready to pay 50% more. So he continues to delight me. Why will I not go to him? Why will I go and for the 100 rupees? It's like going to which restaurant do I go to? Right? So this is where my math has failed. Maybe some of you can give me an answer. Why do you eat dosas on the roadside which cost 100 rupees plus? Dosa on the roadside cost at least 100 bucks, right? No? Ruchi, Buchi, all those fellows are there. When you sit in a restaurant like Daspalla, also you pay the same amount, maybe 5% more. You're sitting in air-conditioned comfort, you're getting better quality sambar and chutney, you're able to sit there comfortably, a better chair, table. But you prefer to stand on the road and pay 100 rupees and eat that dosa.
Psychology, sir, it is.
What psychology? I don't understand that psychology. Do you have an idea? Huh?
Experience, taste.
Sir, actually, previously, I'll tell you what my
Perhaps
father
the feel
answered
good.
for a similar question.
When you see eatable food, you want to eat instantly.
Instant gratification.
Instant gratification.
That's it.
I see large number of food stall there. I may be hungry. When food is in my plate, why should I go and enter into the
Restaurant,
big restaurant
wait.
and wait? And by the time my
I don't know.
hunger
Do you guys
subsides.
Sir, it used to be there in my father's generation and all. They used to think like that. Now it has become like they go there because it is fun with friends, friendly movement. They get the feeling of having the
3
normal
bites,
life.
6 people or 8 people will go. Maybe.
Maybe another.
Yeah.
That is
Share
the
the
way
food.
this generation people perceive it. So most people go there for that. They go there, take some pictures.
That's a good. That's a good. That's a good answer. Actually. Yeah.
Find much unique.
Another is
items than
Yeah,
outside.
exploring the food.
I
exploring
remember
food
Food
concept.
you may not know what is inside the restaurant. They may be dishing out a stale food in the big restaurant.
I don't buy that. What is this fellow giving here?
See,
Outside food.
what I ask, I'll get the instant food.
Ah, yeah,
They
maybe
cut
this,
it,
like he
they
prepares
won't
in front
keep
of
for
us
the
so
next
that
day.
we know it is.
Everything is getting
prepared.
consumed.
Correct.
They
But
cannot
what about
carry
all
next
the
day.
dust and dirt and cow dung flying around in,
No one cares, sir.
no one cares,
No
sweat.
one cares, absolutely.
That's where we have to say typical India.
Pani puri wala
It's
is
not
there.
for beginners.
And he's that fellow is mixing with his hand, he's sweating there, and tons of people eat that pani puri here. I know. I mean, so these are things, well, psychology, that's okay. Huh? So what is poor customer service? Sometimes, suddenly on your face the fellow will close. Like when you go to the line for a bill, and suddenly they say, okay, I'm going for lunch. This used to happen. Nowadays, of course, they tell you in advance. It doesn't happen. Call center putting on hold, I think we all experience.
Yes.
Most irritating thing. They want stupid music they are putting. And
Mainly
just when
BSNL.
your turn comes, the call will get disconnected.
Oh, yes.
Terrible. Most of these call centers are bad.
Yes.
9 out of 10 are bad. Then they'll tell you, good afternoon, Mr. Anantram. Can you please confirm my mobile number? Dreadful, you only call me. Mobile number. What is your mother's name? What is your Aadhaar number?
Another thing is that you won't get direct customer now. Press number one. If
Then
you want to get this number, good time, 5 minutes. you
And then
can
they
get-
tell that now, I used to get irritated with this serial, Then actually, I visited one call center, I came in touch with them, and I was talking to them. And do you know why they do this?
The call is recorded.
It is recorded, and that call is recorded for information, training purposes, that is correct. They will check how that call center executive spoke. They have to read that script, it seems. They said, sir, I'm sorry, I don't have an option. I can only, whatever question you ask, I will only give you the answer that my computer tells me. It is a revelation for me.
They have a script.
They have a script. So while it is irritating, you have to go through that. So that is the day I stopped shouting at them. The thing I have to go on here, I tell you my mother's name, my postman name, whatever you want. You do my worst, sir. Preferential treatment happens. People are waiting in long queue, but you go and
Yes.
cut into the queue. Abrupt communication, yes, no, People don't like that. This is, of course, again the Indian problem. A problem between promise and delivery. I'm sure many of you have faced this with a tailor, a cobbler. When you give your chapel, you give your clothes for stitching. The tailor says, "Yes, come, he's taken measurement, he's gone for trial, everything," and then the shirt doesn't fit you. And then he said, "Come after 1 week." Just what you promise and what you deliver, the gap is terrible. This is some interesting statistic. Just have a look at it. When service is not good, no one complains. They just go somewhere else. If there is an attitude indifference, people will leave. A dissatisfied customer will tell more people. A happy customer will tell lesser people. When I'm unhappy, I will tell like
Oh, the negative
if I'm
spread
badly, I will
faster.
tell everywhere I go. If I'm badly, if I'm happy, yeah.
These are the real problems.
Yeah. So these are very interesting things. These are all actually surveyed. They're all surveyed information. No? Most people leave not due to price, due to poor service.
Yes.
Right? And when you complain, if somebody services and resolve it, you go back to that person. And the cost of advertising is too high to overcome a negative word of mouth. Remember this, whatever once gone, you can't repair it. And that is where companies are finding it difficult to even retain market share nowadays. It costs 5 to 6 times more to attract new customers than to retain one. Right? Just by retaining 5% more existing customers, your profit can go up because there is this repeated purchase. Right? So this is where customers will come back to you. You give what was promised. You give them knowledgeable help. You see, today, customers have become more and more literate. Right? So you're giving knowledgeable help. You're listening to them. Listening. This is where you go to a doctor. How many of you had a bad doctor experience? You're telling something, he's doing something else. And finally he'll give you a list of tests and medicines to have.
And all those are costly.
No, forget the cost. The fellow is not even listening to you, not even examining you. Like I went to one orthopedic, I had a knee issue, my wife had a knee issue. We went to consult for her. And she said, the doctor said, please, I think you have to get your knees operated. We do this pre-op test, that not really happened. I was only there with her. I also my knees are also not good, were not good. And she's leaving, we are working. He called me and said, you also get all the tests done, we'll replace your knees also. Can you imagine? I'm not joking. This happened in Q1 hospital in Arilava Medical City, Dr. Ramamurthy. I talk badly about him. I'm sorry if any of you are related to him. So, this is what happened. We came out of the room, two people pounced on saying, Indian custody, the to get this test done. I told my wife, okay, you believe this fellow? Fine, go ahead. He's a very good doctor, very good surgeon. But I don't like his attitude. If you want to continue with him, go ahead. I don't believe in him. He said, I'm also quite a crazy experience. Let's do something else. Anyway, we went to a different place, a different hospital. That's a different story. So I'm telling you, this is how doctors can be. They don't listen to you. The treatment has been good. So some rules for good customer service, good listening. If a customer says yes, customer is always right like a boss. Yeah. Boss is always right. Customer is always right. If he says yes, yes. Says no, yes. No. Okay, thank you. Don't make a promise unless you will keep. See, the eagerness to sell, that Josh, we promise many things. Sir, you call me anytime, 24/7, I'm available to you. You don't pick the call for 2 days. Deal with complaints. When there's a complaint, remember, customer is always right. A customer is always right. Take responsibility and say, I will address it. He wants a comfort that you will address it, that's all. How you do it, when you do it, is fine. But say, no sir, this is not my problem, your problem. Okay, thank you. You are losing the customer. Be helpful, even if there is no immediate profit. You have an internal customer, this is more relevant to a company where you work, if you're working. But internal customers are basically people in your support group. Make sure they also sing the same song, like your partners. Your partners in a business, they are your internal customers. So when you are pitching to your outside customer, your company people must also believe in you in the product. If they are there only for the money, don't take such people into your startups. Your initial core team must be solid, who have the passion. If you don't get that, don't go ahead and see business. Remember, you can't do everything alone. You need a team. You need a team of 2, 3, 5 people who are with you through thick and thin. Ideally, they should not be your friends also.
Yes.
Or relatives. Get people who actually believe in you. People who are ready to invest, like you. Ready to put in no sleeping partners in business. In a startup. Everyone must be active. Be very clear about it. So how do you manage? Just show care and concern in your dealings. Don't focus just on sales and profit. Under promise and over deliver. Sir, your product will reach you after 3 days. Give it to him or her after 2 days. Under promise but over deliver. Very good mantra to follow. Understand the psychology of the psyche of your customer. Right? Work with empathy. You must feel his or her pain. Why is the customer coming to you? He wants a product, he wants something solved, his pain point solved. If there's any change in schedules, anything, keep updating the client or customer, give solutions and add value. I'll end my session today with this thing that, an organization will only prosper and stand out when you take service seriously. It is not relationship, service. It is not your product. Nobody is going to repeatedly buy you or your product unless they're sure that your product is solving your problems. It is giving them a good night's sleep and they are happy with you. Thank you very much. I hope I made a little bit of impact in your understanding of this.
Topic. I heard something about ending and decided to come in and say, no, you're not going anywhere. Just wait where you are. Done?
Yeah.
Thank you. Inka 6 minutes ఉంది కదా?
Oh, I let them go early? No. I will stay first. You and James.
We will squeeze every minute out of you once you attend these workshops. So I sent these documents to all of you in your group. You must have seen them already.
Yes.
However, since we already printed them, I thought it's better to just share a copy each. So one is a customer acquisition funnel. Take one and pass on the rest. Then when it comes to your metrics and key performance indicators, make sure that you fill that out. Again for your ideas. And then a value proposition canvas that we did not go over, so I'd like to quickly go over that for a few minutes, within the time that's remaining. Okay, so metrics and KPIs. The first one that you got, that kind of helps you understand how well we are doing in terms of our marketing and customer acquisition. Okay, so there are different parameters related to that. Value proposition. What does the customer need to do? Right? The job, the task they need to perform. And what is your solution? How is your solution helping them, with that product or service that you're providing?
Small problem came. My friend has a RO water plant, packaged it.
Okay.
Suddenly he discovered that there is groundwater which is contaminated with arsenic water.
Okay.
So he asked me about what to do. Either he has two options, whether to close his business or switch somewhere else, better place to live. So suddenly I have my mind that why don't he gather the rainwater? So when I search it, I discovered that only America have rainwater packaging, drinking water. So and another company called Himalaya, Tata product, which sells the Himalayan water right from the water flow from the Himalayas.
Yeah.
So, there is this particular product or new alternate source of water which can be packaged and sold by harvesting rainwater, directly collecting, filtering. Since it has already machinery and technology available, only problem is gathering that water in one place, storing and clean it and getting sold.
Yeah.
Is it feasible? Economically or technologically available?
Large
Rain
volumes.
water.
My gut feeling is large volumes, no. Because
Since that time, may recycled water can be used in later stage.
yeah, definitely. See, one of the things that we should tell you, today that session happened, I didn't attend. Ramesh Loganathan is a person called Ramesh Loganathan. He teaches in IIT Hyderabad and he was doing a session on AI today, this afternoon, either 3 or 4 o'clock. They have a house in Hyderabad, and there's a YouTube video that talks about how their house is self-reliant. Hyderabad until recently was going through a lot of water shortages, and the previous government brought about changes so that Hyderabad is no longer a water shortage city, as far as I know, at least most of the areas. But even when they had water shortages, there was one house that did not need to worry about any kind of water throughout the year, because they basically built a huge sump under the house, and all rainwater was harvested. You know, every single drop that was coming in, almost every single drop, they built it into their. They had a huge tank in their house.
Commercially
And so-
viable, if he wants to sell the premium harvest or water.
No, the reason why I'm saying no, actually it's not fair on my part to give you an answer right away like that, because I believe that there is a way to make it viable. However, the reason why I'm saying no is multiple points. One, rainwater usually comes in, it doesn't come in a steady flow. It just comes at once, dumps, and then goes away. Especially in Vizag, we know it's really strange. Even other places, generally it's not like Cherrapunji where you get rain all the time. So therefore, you have this problem that it comes at once. Now let's say it rains all over Vizag. How will you collect all the rain that's coming all over Vizag?
You may create a multiple storage point.
You'll have to create multiple storage points, and those multiple
Mostly big
storage
buildings.
points, yeah, those multiple storage points where you're doing this in buildings, you need to own them. If you don't own them, the people who are giving you this space are going to say, hey, we'll use it ourselves because we don't have it. One. Two, they're going to say, no, we'll charge rent for it, and yes, you can use it. And so you have to pay a rent for it. Now once the rent components gets added, the volume that you're saving is dependent on how many, thousands of liters you're able to save in how many buildings. And the reverse calculation that needs to be done. If a person needs 2,000 liters of water in a month, in terms of all usage, and let's say out of that we took only 500 liters of water, 4 liters every day, that's what we're supposed to do?
Yes,
You
sir,
should-
4.
You should know.
2 is enough.
It depends on weight, sir, I guess.
Advisable is,
Depends.
Body,
4 is
depends
too
on
much.
body mass.
3 is
I mean, this is
Drinking
drinking
water.
water.
yeah, drinking water.
4 is too
Advisable
much.
is,
3
So we have to learn.
anyway, so let's take 3 because he says 4 is too much. I think it's 4, but 3. 3 per person, 3 liters per person. And you multiply it by, let's say, 1,000 people, right? 3,000 people. 3,000 liters that you need per day for satisfying 1,000 people's thirst in one day. Multiply that by 30 days. Right? 9 lakh liters that you need. 9 lakh liters in a month, where are you going to be able to store that much? If you collect those 9 lakh liters, let's say over 1 or 2 days. If you're able to collect it over 1 or 2 days, because it's going to come in one shot, it's not going to come over period of time, slowly. I feel that the other option to go about, an alternative, this is something that I've been thinking. Obviously, it has a lot of flaws in it, and also people have realized that there's a cost associated which is too expensive, is to actually take the water from the sea, Bay of Bengal.
Technology is not yet developed.
Desalination.
If it is developed,
Technology is
it's
there.
Technology is there, it's expensive.
Desalination is really costly.
Spending a lot of water but getting lesser amount of.
No, it's not spending a lot of water, it's more of spending a lot of money on equipment.
Okay, equipment needed.
The energy that you need to desalinate is so much that, and the commercial, cost of all your equipment. It's not something that is going to make it viable. But can we figure out a way to do that is something that we need to do. Now there are people work in silos.
Yeah, water
There's
scarcity.
there are people who work in water desalination. There are people who work in energy, renewable energy. There are people who work in mechanization, let's say of or wind turbines, this solar power and so on. There is a 78-year-old man who is basically one of the members of AHUB here, one of the startups in AHUB, who is talking about generating energy through solar, but not the regular solar panels. He's talking about convex solar panels, huge ones, 18 meters high, that are going to be basically, concentrating the sunlight and then focusing it on water, and water evaporating into water vapor and producing steam, and steam going and doing a turbine. So he was talking about that. Now, combining that with desalination is probably something that could be explored as an experiment at least. One of the biggest challenges that I think we have is we don't have that tendency to experiment.
And there are no people who fund for
Money,
experiments.
So which is why when I hear about this MITI, I don't know why I keep forgetting Mitra all the time. But no. But more importantly, their tiles that they're going to produce, right? That's new. That's really interesting. That's something that I hope they can figure out how to make it work. The banana fibers, when I first heard about it, that Pavitra and her team do, we were like, wow, that's really nice and interesting. Until we found out that lots of people are doing it, you need to figure out how to do it better or come up with something else. The thing that Kushal is talking about with wind turbines next to railway tracks, they are already trying those things on highways and other places. So there are things that are there, but will you actually seriously go and try it out in some place? And so that is where I would actually tell you, don't listen to me. It probably will work. First go out and experiment with it, see whether that's something that's possible, and then if you can't scale it, then go away and do something else. What you've heard from me, because you've been here earlier, and what others who came for the first time have not heard from me, fail fast. Fail fast. Fail fast. Start something. Don't take 5 years to go and do something unless it's a path-breaking, invention. If it's not, then get started, try it out 3 months, 6 months, see if it works. If it works, good, fantastic, keep building on it. If it doesn't work, stop, move on to the next idea. You're not a human being who's limited in capacity that, oh my God, I have one idea in my life, and if that doesn't work, my life is, I can't do anything else, right? You'll always come up with other ideas. So, it's better that you fail fast rather than listen to somebody like me and say your idea won't work. I will again take you back to the example of Google that I told you in the morning. Google went around to Yahoo and 90 other places and they were told no. And now they are close to $1 trillion company. Right? There are things that people say that work, but anyway, we're going off track. So value proposition canvas that you look at it, any questions that you have, right? So what the second row, it talks about the pain, the problems that a customer is having, and how is your solution? What are some of those pains that you are taking away? And similarly, what are the gains? If your solution is implemented, what are the gains? So those are the things that you're going to put in here. And this actually feeds into what the 7 of you missed out from the last time, which is the lean model canvas. Okay? There is something called a lean model canvas. So, Kushal, or I don't know, you probably don't have it. Kushal, you should have it. Pavitra, in the old, in the group itself, it should be there. Can you just re-forward it to the group again? Yeah, and just that. Okay, so in there, you have a problem, you have a solution, and then you have a lean model, your value proposition. What is your unique value proposition? How are you different from everybody else? What is it that you're doing that others are not doing? There is a sidebar to it. Next to it is, what's your unfair advantage? Because I can do something and that will be unique. But if the guy next to me goes and copies that and does it next door, it's no longer unique and I don't have that advantage that I have. Right? So that's that unfair advantage. What is that unfair advantage that you have? Those are things that you need to consider. Lots of things in that, what is that, lean model canvas. This value proposition canvas is that feeds into that. So work on that. Okay? Good. So it's past 5 o'clock. I will stop here. Any questions that you have, please ask them in the group and we'll be happy to answer. As I've already told you, I don't want to make the same mistake that I did today and got him to miss out one whole day yesterday. So our next session is going to be on the last Tuesday and Wednesday of June, which I believe is, well, check your calendars, might as well check your calendars.
25, 26.
Okay, that's the day that your next session is going to happen. We have 4 additional students who come in from Geetham this time and 3 from AU. We should be able to accommodate you next time also. It should not be a problem, but I need you to give me advance notice that you will be coming so that I don't let anybody else. As you can see, the space is limited. And so 25, very comfortable, 30 slightly less comfortable, anything more than 30 is not that comfortable. So we want to limit it to that. Second, of course, as I've told you, you were able to have conversations with him today, this afternoon, because it's a small crowd. Once it becomes a classroom-like thing, we won't be able to give you this attention. Okay? So, I hope it was useful. I will send did everybody finish your feedback yesterday?
Yes.
Do it now. Before you go, do it now. Whoever did not finish your feedback yesterday, don't go. You're not allowed to go until you finish the feedback now. Open your phones and fill it out right now, do the form right away. There is no sign-in required, so all you have to do is just go in there and take care of it. The rest of you finished. Thank you very much. Glad to see you again. Hope to see you again next month. Take care. Well, in between there are things, Startup Saturdays. You can definitely come and we'll see you there. Those of you who are interested in hackathons, the next hackathon that we have, that will be in July. will be on space tech. So anything related to space, lots of some problems related to space that we're going to have. Okay? And hopefully there are a few other events. I'll see. I think the best way for you would be to get join the Startup Saturdays group. If you're interested in startups and you're serious about it, if you have an idea, then what you can do is you can actually pitch your idea by taking a slot, 10-minute slot, 5 to 6 minutes of pitching and about the remaining time for Q&A. If you have a startup that's actually functional, registered company, then you can take up a startup pitching slot, 10 minutes pitching and 5 minutes Q&A. And you can attend a session on, and this week it's Emma Yadavalli, HR person, going to talk about HR and startups. So, and this is on Saturday, this Saturday, June 1st. Okay? Maybe I'll see some of you over there. Thank you. Have a good day. Not for those of you who didn't finish the form. Those of you who finished the form, you can go ahead. You don't need to because you were not here anyway. So.
The problem, many of them are not zeroed on the product itself.
Yeah.
That is the worry. Because so you're not even aware of the market also. Where to be done, there's no about that, you do not know the segment.
Yeah. So.